Rod the Oracle, and welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, what's the deal? And if you guys are old, what that shit do? Keep in mind that these messages are general, so if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Catch me on the next one, and hopefully it sticks, okay? For my feminine energy, some of y'all could have just got your nails done, okay? Now, I'm sitting here chilling. I'm just like, yeah, we don't need the cards for this message, okay? And that brings me to another thing as well, collective. Don't get so wrapped up, okay, in this spiritual shit. Don't get yourself so wrapped up, okay? Um, with the cards or whatever. Cause I feel like I have someone in my collective as to why I feel the need to mention this. That I don't know. Maybe this is something that someone who could be just too wrapped up in like depending, on what the cards say. It's just like y'all have to understand that it is for entertainment purposes, okay? The message still stands, but don't get so wrapped up um and relying on what your intuition is telling you based off of cards, okay? And that's coming from someone who works with them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't get too wrapped up in that, okay? um some of y'all, and for me to say that, some of you guys could have went to a spiritualist where your intuition told you something different, but someone told you something else, okay? This reminds me of this one time, this girl that I knew, okay? um Somebody name could be Brandy. But I remember this person had given a read to me, right? Or done one for me. And what she was saying just did not feel right. And I was just like, And it wasn't me and my ego as far as like, oh, it can't be me. Because somebody could have definitely went to a spiritualist and like the spiritualist told them about themselves. Like they had nothing bad to say about you, but this was like someone paying to hear more so about themselves. And as spiritualists, as a reader, we gonna keep it 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in regards to the other person or whether it's in regards to you. And that's why I don't really care to read for like friends or family and things of that sort, because those type of situations happen. Like you get a reading and you want to know so much about someone else, and it's really saying what it is about you. So I would just rather God show me people around me naturally than to, take on their energy. If you are a reader, be very, um, uh, even if if you have services, especially if you have services where you charge, all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? If something is in your spirit, it does not sit right with you, and this is somebody that you feel like you should not read for, or if you are someone who like is heavily into it to where you know how to do like spiritual work or something, um there's ways in which God can reward you as well, and a lot of people that I feel like who could be going up against you, collector, especially on that type of level, is just helping someone else, but they're damaging their own self. Okay, so this will look like somebody going to like because there's levels to this shit. That's what people understand. Like this is like somebody going to a practitioner or some shit and getting something done towards you. What they don't understand is they just gave that practitioner a payment for them to do what they want to do, right? But whatever it is spiritual law. So like the way in which this person had whatever intent to do towards you really got done to them. That was their payment. Okay? It really got done to them. So, yeah. Again, collective, don't get so wrapped up to where you are feeling as though you have to, do certain things. Okay? Like, God is going to always provide a way for you. Okay? Hold on 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Okay, we back, y'all. My bad. But here's the thing. This is what got me to have this download, right? So, at the event yesterday that I had went to, um, again, my whole focus. Oh God, goddamn, I'm out of breath. These goddamn stairs, goddamn. Some of y'all could be in the gym on a stairmaster, trying to build your stamina up. But I had ran down them and I ran them up. So fuck. Let me get my breath. It's making me think of y'all know that Ray J voiceover when it was like, just let me chill, like this shit. Let me just catch my breath. Woo! That's how I feel. Let me. Some of y'all could have had like a woosah moment where it was just like, oh, okay, maybe like a realization about yourself, or maybe somebody could have been trying to provoke you and you done changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, breathe in, breathe out. I'm not gonna scream and shout because somebody wants you to act out of character, okay? But here's the thing, it's giving crash out. All right, we not there anymore. We have grown past the crash out energy, and people may act like they don't see this in you, and they do. This is exactly why motherfuckers try and poke the bear when it comes to you, collective. Understand that. People will try and poke the bear when it comes to you. Okay? Now, yesterday I was at the event, right? My whole intent was to go, of course, to support artists that I knew on the lineup, but also too to network. I am a designer, so I have to put myself out there. So that's something that, I'm really to myself, and I like it that way. I know how to form connections, but also know, how to have a life outside of those connections, like, you know what I'm saying, if that makes sense. It's giving like popular loner when it comes to y'all energy. Like y'all know a lot of people, but you are not really often like rolling with a lot of people. Hey Josh. Hey Kaden. Hey Evie. EVE. Some of y'all really about to have your own show, but it's so funny because it's going to be your show, but you're going to probably be playing a different character. It made me think of Eve, right? Y'all remember her show Eve, but her name was Shelly. Like, what the hell? But listen, some of y'all could like Eve, all right? Some of y'all could have dogs. Some of y'all could have got even, Eve inspired a lot of people to get them tattoos, those dog print tattoos. Speaking of tattoos, dang, okay, I gotta I can be very forgetful sometimes. That's why I have to write shit down. Maybe y'all the same way. Somebody could be like, you too young to be forgetting. And I'm like, well, shit, I've been through some things mentally, okay? So, like, I be trying not, I don't care. I gotta write shit down. If I don't care about it, I'm not gonna, pay attention to it. And that's, again, that brings me back to what the hell I'm trying to say. So, it's a lot of distractions collected, okay? But boom, so I'll go to the event, and again, I knew people that was on the lineup. So I'm like, all right, cool. I get to go support, and also it'll be a chance for me to get out the damn house and network and, further being in the field. Because I've been in my own field, but it's it's also, it plays a part with being in the field with other people, you know. So maybe this can be significant in some way, shape, or form. But I go and I'm looking at, I see, again, I only focus on what what attracts me. So I see the lady with the waist beads. I'm like, all right, cool, because I done been to so many pop-up events where I have accumulated my waist beads. Like, I've got some from out in Oakland. Bay Area can be significant here. I got some from Black on the Block. Um and then, yeah, all different African Pan Fest. Like, I didn't got a few. So when people say, where you get it from, I'm like, well, shit, uh around the way. I got it from around the way. All right. Somebody name could be Denzel. Somebody last name could be Washington, because it made me think of when he said that. He said, I'm from around the way. But boom, I was attracted to the waist bead, so I go over there, I chop it up with the lady, cool spirit, you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm thinking, because I had went to the Black on the Block event, right? And I came across another, it was a lady. It was that particular time I didn't buy waist beads, because that shit was like 50 some dollars, right? But that goes to say, as far as my other live, when I was saying, like, don't cut your prices, because I asked her, no, and as she continued to let me know, she was like, oh, it's certain crystals and things like that, or whatever. So they're a lot more pricier, you know what I'm saying? And again, her price is her price. Okay. So, but in my mind, when I approach this other lady, right, I'm thinking, damn, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna be high. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in my mind, I had already, I think that was my first time getting them at the pop-ups or whatever. So that was my first experience. I'm thinking, like, damn, there's a thing here where it's a color thing here. I feel like with how you look and how business is conducted. Because even in the last live, I had got that download of, your price is way too high, you need to cut it. So it's like, again, don't cut your prices, collective. But damn. Anywho, so I don't lose my train of thought. She was like, oh, these over here are 15 and these over here are 10, right? So I looked at both of them or whatever, but I see, the ones that I really wanted, it's like somebody's getting a bargain for their price. Like, or you're one person with a lot of that have a lot of qualities, okay? And people pretend that they don't see that, or they don't see you, and they do, collective. So when I had seen the two that I liked, it was on the $15 side. So I was like, fuck it, let me get it. Because I'm thinking, like, it was $50 that this one lady was charging for one waist bead at the Black on the Block event. You know what I'm saying? But I was able to get two for the 30. And you want to know what my spirit is telling me too, because I be trying to listen. Maybe there's something with like tipping. And I be trying to think of it on just not even just the aspect of like you just going to a restaurant. Is make me think of that conversation Cat Williams said, as far as like paying it forward. And just paying things forward, whether it's giving somebody a tip, giving somebody advice, wisdom, not just always on the basis of finances, So there's something God is telling me to do as I'm giving this message, as far as like the feeling it gave me, as to why it's still on my mind. Because boom, she told me it was 30. How I'm rationaling out the thing is like, all right, cool. The lady at the Black on the Block, hers was 50 for one. I ended up getting two for 30. I saved $20. But I didn't tip. But the feeling it gave me when I showed her, I was like, you got Zelle? She was like, no. She was like, I got Cash App. So I was like, all right, cool. And now that I think about it, if that $30 was something that that woman needed right then and there, if she, you know how on Cash App it goes instant, they take out some of that $30. She really didn't get that full 30. Had I tipped, she would have got the 30 and some. So I got something to do when I get off of this read. But when I showed her, I was like, oh, you know, because I'm always showing, listen, I don't play when it comes to paying people. I got receipts. I will screenshot you. I will take a picture so you know that, like, listen, I don't want nobody taking from me financially. So what the fuck I look like? You know what I'm saying? Taking from you. Oh God, I send my mom rent. I screenshot the confirmation of the Zelle and I send it through the text message. I don't want to hear nothing. You feel me? So listen. So when I showed her the phone, she the way she looked at it though, but she didn't say nothing. And I noticed that and I was like, so you know, I'll be, you know, when it comes to you giving, always pray on it, collective. Because God is going to either cause you to not think about it anymore, or he's going to cause you to think about it even after the moment has passed, right? As to why it's coming up right now. You know, so I went on looking at other businesses. I came across another guy who has some really dope ass shirts. Like, they were so dope. And then I came across another booth, and it was a woman, and I remember, and she was just standing there, right? Like, I guess she worked there or whatever. Some of you guys can, and that's the thing when it comes to like the color energy that I get with this read, right? I remember seeing something online where people were speaking on, like, you know, when you walk into, and it's not to bash anybody, but it's just, you know, some, and it's coming from, I'm black, shit. You know what I'm saying? So listen, it's coming, and you know, there was a conversation I seen online said as far as like someone not greeting people, not being greeted when they come into like black businesses and things like that. It's like an entitlement or something, or a lack of, maybe in that type of energy. But she was standing in front of the booth, you know what I'm saying? And I stopped and I looked, and she was like, and it's so funny when, you know how I say, if you guys are old, and I click my nails and I say what that should do. So she was kind of like clicking her nails, you know, like twiddling, right? Twiddling her hands, looking around. So when I come and I'll stop like right next to her, and I'm looking at the hats and whatnot. And she doesn't say anything. I don't know if she worked there or not. So I mean, shit, if you don't say anything, you don't greet me, if this is your booth, then I'm just gonna take it that you're just standing there waiting for one of your friends or some shit like that. So that, you know, I had said, when I passed her, I didn't even know if I should say anything or not, because again, I was like, hello. But I didn't, and she said hello, and she didn't, like, she didn't even look at me. She was just like, hello, like, it was such a weird ass encounter. Like, like, it was like, I'm not gonna, again, collective, when you come into facilities, places, or shit like that, people see you. And they see that other people see you too. Okay? And so they will, you know, based off of how intimidating your energy may be, I feel like y'all looks can be very intimidating as well. It can cause people to want to disregard you based off of how intimidated they may be towards you. Okay? You ain't even did nothing, and motherfucker wasn't gonna speak to you unless you said something to them. Because maybe I feel like y'all could have like resting bitch face, or people just feel like you just stuck up, or like you just so pretty to where you just not nice, or like you just selfish or bossy, or I don't know. People get this energy from off of you. And maybe because you do get a lot of attention, because like you're not just a beautiful face, you're very you are like a bright spot, in a lot of people's life. A lot of people can see your light. It's not just They're not just looking at you because you are beautiful. They're looking at you because you just have a certain type of nature about yourself, collective, that causes people to you're enticing is what I'm getting. You're enticing. Okay. um and when people see that, other people see that about you, or you draw a certain type of attention, it can cause people to not want to give you that sense of recognition, right? Because that encounter was so weird. I was just like, you know it was just me passing by, keep looking at the things, and I was like, hello. She was like, hello. I'm like, okay, shit. The hell, who pissed in your motherfucking cereal? Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, but some of y'all may have that certain type of personality to where, like, you not just overly friendly, or, you kind of speak when spoken to, or maybe you had certain experiences when it came to other feminine energies or other masculine energies, to where like you just not like that with just everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that, I don't know. People have their reasons, you know? People have their reasons. They have every right to have those reasons. But there was somebody else that I met as well, and I can't even tell you how we I can't even tell you what started. I don't know. I can't remember. I just remember she was so cool. I was just like, "You smoke?" She was like, "Yeah, like, yeah, I'm throwing." And we was kiki laughing and joking the whole day. Like, I love, and that's the thing, like I was speaking on in the last live. You want to be around people where they show you who they are from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Not one way with this friend group, or this lover this way, a whole nother way with this, that, whatever. But again, sometimes y'all have y'all reasons, but sometimes people, you know what I'm saying, they don't just, it's the sense of integrity. The sense of integrity. Because even that energy behind, like, people pretending as if they don't see you and they do, speaks a lot about how God handles us, right? Having that sense of integrity and being who you say you are, over here, over there, over here, and everywhere. And that's a thing here too, because Big G notices when people pretend, even when it comes to him, right? He sees, and sometimes he will literally laugh at some people when it comes to how they feel as though they can be this wolf in sheep's clothing to everybody else, but he really see the type of person that they are when nobody's looking. Because it's a lot of people, I don't know why it's giving that energy from that last read. Like, that whole spirituality versus religious energy seems to be coming up, you know? Um and again, like, Big G, the way in which God operates through people, he knows that the ways in which he chooses for people to operate in that represents him, he knows that some people will laugh, some people will judge, and things like that. But it will be the very same people that claim to go so hard for him that will go up against someone who, it's like two kids fighting over a parent. Well, he loves me more. No, they love me more. It's just like y'all both came from them. Something like that could be going on. Somebody kind of feels it could be a parent that could be like disregarding a child. Somebody could feel as though like so if it's a child, somebody could always feel like the parent is always like, oh, I forgot, or they put somebody else to the back burner. You know what I'm saying? There is definitely a child that feel that way. But there's someone I feel like could, again, it's intentional. But again, people, they have their reasons. you know but for someone who is innocent, who uh, did not do anything to you, does not make that reason valid. Okay, that could be specifically for someone. Okay, because the gist of this whole read is the fact of collective. Don't stop doing whatever it is that you are doing. Okay, even if you, because listen, we live in a world now where people are so consumed on the validation of likes and views and and who they are around, and that deems their life being uh what it's really not. Just like I said, entertainment purposes. Somebody can work in entertainment, you know like a lot comes with what a lot of people just may see, you know so don't ever look at somebody else's life and and allow it to make you feel like you are not where you feel like you should be. You're exactly where you need to be. Because listen, even with needs and wants, we may not always get what we want, but we always get what we need, right? Sometimes it's things that we need to do within ourselves in order to get the things that we want. Y'all could be dealing with people or someone that feels like they don't need nobody to tell them to do shit. And it's just like, at some point you do. We can't always do shit by ourselves. I'm hearing, I need, I need, I need, I need, I need, I need. Okay, well, you can have all the money in the goddamn world, but if you ain't got nobody to love you, spend it out. Spend, who you gonna spend it on? No, I feel like there is an energy here though, and it made me think of this other interview that I seen. I forgot who it was, or it's a podcast or something. He was just like, you running yourself down to the ground, getting the bread and shit like that. But it's like, what's the motive of doing that? Just so you can show other niggas that you got bread? Are you trying to build? Are you trying to invest in things? Are you trying to have a family? As to why you need all this assumption of money, is like people be avoid people. I feel like sometimes some people could have been hurt so much to where they only to where in their lifetime or up until this point they dealt with people who were just so transactional with them, only wanted to deal with them if they made this amount of money, Only wanted to deal with them if they were able to buy them these certain type of things. Only wanted to deal with them if it had a benefit for them in exchange. Like, so when you deal with enough motherfuckers like that, you get to operating like that. You don't even think about the love of things. Some of y'all like some about to be so blessed. Oh my god. Some of y'all about to be so blessed. It's making me think of and I'm laughing because it's this one girl on Instagram and she I forgot her damn screen name. But she's the Asian chick and she don't really say anything, but her face, you could be somebody like that. Like your face says 1,000 words, okay? Without you even speaking. But cause she really don't be saying shit. Now that I think about it, it's like Tom and Jerry. You know how invested you were into it, and like, oh god, sensual energy wants to come out. Anywho, she's this Asian girl. She be like, having certain facial expressions that be funny as hell, but the captions be funny too. So it was this one time she was in a car, and it was like when you pretend to not see the birthday money, you fall out. And so she opened the birthday card. And all these hundreds started to fall out, but she was mainly focused on the card, and she was like, "Oh my god!" She was reading it, and then, and then she, no, then she noticed the money, like, "Oh my god, these hundreds." She was like, "You shouldn't have." Some of y'all, when it comes to the masculine energy, speaking from a feminine aspect, it's not like you want a motherfucker for their money, but it's like, well, shit, at least have some, or at least know how to get it. Shit, I can work with you if you know how to get it. Maybe you around the wrong people. You probably haven't been around people that motivated you and caused you to, operate in your purpose and your goals and your dreams. Because, you don't want to be around somebody, they know how to make money, but it is not a safe environment, you know? It's not a safe environment. So this is like dealing with somebody who could be street, right? Yeah, they know how to get the money. But your head got to be on motherfucking swivel every time you chilling with this person. You don't know how he got who he had to rob. Pop. What's the damn expression? Peter to pay Paul. Somebody's name could be Peter. Somebody's name could be Paul. But like, listen, don't put yourself in environments like that. That's exactly why. Remember that dude I was telling y'all about in the last live at the liquor store? And I see him, and you know what I'm saying? He had the chains, all this shit. And I'm just like, what do you do for work? Like, I want to know what you do for work. Because where did all that come from? And it's coming from a sense of like me being protective on who I place myself around. Okay? So, I don't know, collective. Like, don't, when it comes to uh people, that you want to have in your life, um don't pretend that you don't see the things that you see, whether it be in a good aspect or whether it be in a bad aspect. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny, even too, when it comes to people that try and go up against you. These are people that, again, they pretend like they don't see, they don't care, whatever, but in the background, child, they care. They slandering your name, they using your name for clout, they talking about all your, who you were before. And those are people who refuse to grow. You know what I'm saying? They want to pretend that they don't see your growth, so they want to try and keep you there however they can. And oftentimes it be just background noise. Collective. It's just background noise. Just like this one user right here. It's a random username. That's his username. People will go out their way to make fake accounts just to try and get your attention, to make it seem like they don't care, but they doing all this shit to prove that they do. It's weird. This person, he says, that's not paying it forward. That's just saying nonsense. Paying it forward is actually doing something for someone, giving them cash, helping them with labor, whatever. It isn't prayer or advice. You know how stupid that sound? I just read what he said. Do you know how stupid that sound? To only think that paying something forward is with cash. You gotta just laugh at people like that, collective, because they're just not there yet, and it's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But you're doing something right, collective. You are doing something right. Whether people want to pretend as if you're not, it's just they be so much in their head with how they want to view you or how they want to make you look, to where they end up making themselves look that exact same way. It's like, yeah, you put in all this work to go up against collective, and all that, all it did was work you. It worked. I'm hearing it geared, it grinded their gears. Okay. Oh my God. Some of y'all really been grinding, okay? Grinding. Some of y'all can like to make beats or something like that. Because I'm hearing that grinding beat. He was like, everybody used to do that shit on the lunch table. Okay, everybody used to do that shit at the lunch table. Mm-mm-mm. Speaking of, something could have happened on a lunch table. I don't know, child. Under a lunch table, whatever. That's just confirmation for whoever. Okay. Anywho, collective. Listen, like I said in the last live, you gotta accept the fact that you just got a light within you. Like, people seen this since you was younger, collective. They pretended as if they didn't, but they did. You always maybe have naturally gotten attention as to why certain people avoid you, because they don't want, this is like somebody that's like, I don't want to get your head big. You know what I'm saying? I don't want your head to be big if I be the 10th person to tell you that you look nice, or you know what I'm saying, you're doing a good job, or I see you grinding. Like, those are the type of spirits you don't need to be the hell around. Like, what the hell you mean to tell somebody you don't want them to get their head big by you giving them a compliment? That's because these people be in they damn head in regards to you. In their head, as to what makes them disregard you, is because they see you, and maybe these are people who never had people around them that, again, gave them that type of energy, or just merely the fact that they see a lack within themselves that they cannot acknowledge, like, to you. So just like how and it's like what's understood does not have to be explained here. That's the energy behind that. Just like how I was speaking on with the lady, the energy was felt when I showed her. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, like it was felt. You know what I mean? And she did not have to say. It made me think of that one reel I seen of the lady, the DoorDasher. Remember, she was she wrote a rude note and put it in the meal of the lady's in the lady's meal, and I think the lady ended up putting her cash or something, and she was just like, oh, she was just like, disregard the note. I'm very sorry. Just disregard the note. But I guess she didn't tip her on the app. And that's the thing. When you do things just for the motive of money, people don't understand you blocking your own blessings. You block the flow of money coming in for you. Being rude, gossiping, slandering, and shit like that. Oh, Big G seeing that. It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to make this motherfucker a table right in front of your ass. In my wording, right? Okay, thou shalt not eateth, if you want me to put it in lame term, right? At the table in front of collective. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I'm just goofy as hell, so it's gonna come out like me, but the message still stands. Okay. Oh my God. But listen, collective. Like I said, what's understood does not have to be explained. It's like, because you're gonna know whether these people tell you or not, whether it's genuine or not. You're gonna know. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna see it in the eyes. The eyes is what? The windows of the soul. They gonna see it. Some people, like, again, that's the reason why people just love doing for you whatever, because they come across you, collective, and they can just see in your eyes that you have a beautiful spirit. And people see this, and sometimes people want you to perform and prove to them that you are and that you do and things like that, and that's just to stroke their ego, because they know, they just know that you don't know. So yeah, they gonna want you to go, look like a goddamn clown for them. It's like, know your worth, collective, especially with these. And I can only speak from a feminine aspect, but even for my masculines, know your worth. Don't let a woman make you feel as though just because you're not spending on them that you don't want to invest in them. There's a lot of other ways of investment, just like how this goofy up in the goddamn comments say it's just cash. You invest your time, you invest your energy. Time is what you can't get back. Get that back. You can get money back, but you can't give time back. So to cut all the foolery, to know that somebody wants to spend time with you says a lot about how they value you as a person. Whether y'all go on that date and they show up on time, that says a lot about the regard in which they hold you. It says a lot about the regard in which, that friendship. It says a lot in regards of how they care so much about that job. Somebody could have gotten fired from being late. Okay, so it's kind of like, you can't pretend as if, like, or something could have happened within the job to where they thought that somebody wasn't gonna find out, and they did, and then they get reprimanded for it, and it's like, what? Like, nigga, you was on some shit up in here. Man, this reminds me of Home Depot. Somebody could be getting arrested. This makes me think of when I used to work at Home Depot, and I think they will let you steal until, like, you get to like 500 or something like that. and somebody told me this too, because I didn't fucking know. But somebody was saying, because it was because this one dude got handcuffed. They walked you from the back of the store to the front handcuffs. And I was like, damn, what the fuck happened? And that's how I found out. I was just like, damn, that's crazy. But he was like, I guess they'll until it passes the misdemeanor, or I don't know, something like that. But listen, collective, be aware of just people in general. You know what I'm saying? That know how to play a role very well. You know what I'm saying? Because it like it's I just don't like the energy that I get from the people around y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know what I'm saying, you about to be around people who are more, that are going to see you. It makes me think of, you remember when Tiana Taylor was saying that she didn't want to be around anybody who does not see her? You know what I'm saying? And just for her to even just be in a relationship now, right? With Aaron. Somebody's name could be Aaron. Every time I hear Aaron, it made me think of you know that skit with Key and Peele when he was in the classroom. He was like, your name is Aaron? No, he said, hey, Ron. Timothy. Jaqueline. She was like, my name is Jacqueline. So when he was just like, correct me one more time. It made me think. Remember on Friday with when Pinky was in the, he was like, say one more thing. Say one more thing. Collective, the way your words is lethal. Okay, shots fired. Because people be acting like you don't know what you're talking about, and then when you get to spitting, when you get into talking, you know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. They can pretend that you don't, but guarantee everything you be saying be hidden on some type of fucking level. And it grinds their fucking gears, because these are people that want to humble you so bad. They want to, it's like, all this work that these people want to do towards you is the work that they could be doing for them, within themselves, on themselves. It's like, redirect that energy. Just because you know how to alchemize yours and they haven't figured out how to alchemize theirs, don't make it as if you the problem. That's just not my problem. Bitches talking shit. Nigga talking shit is not my problem. For a motherfucker to talk shit about you, just know that you already won, bitch. You got them pressed. You got them pressed. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping, collective. Understand, when you are doing great things in this world, you are going to get them, baby. You going to get them. If whoever is trying to do anything to you to prevent you from getting into spaces with people and situations or whatever and things like that, listen, because I'm hearing one way or another, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna get you one way. Like, as invested they are in you, your spirit team is invested in them, and may the power be invested in them when your ancestors get to stepping in, when Big G get to stepping in. It's gonna be like, all right, let's see who more powerful. Because a lot of people think you weak, collective. A lot of people think you weak. and you keep showing these people that the strength that you got, come on, the strength that you got is built, not bought. It's built, it's not bought. Brick by brick, it's built. People just feel like, and when it comes to the things that you have been building, people don't understand. Some of you guys can work in construction or something like that. You're not doing this alone. You have a lot of people helping you. People don't understand how long you've been working at something as to how your fruits are finally starting to show. Whether you started, listen, even if you have not started something on a tangible level, again, it's levels to shit. You have to be mentally prepared. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to starting a business, some of y'all could be thinking about starting a business. It takes a lot of mental strength to do that. Because you could have been around people who, again, like to project their fears onto you. So that did something to you mentally. You get to start and you get to remember and like, oh, I don't got the finances for it. Like, dang, I done went through this and that and that. I might not be something in life. I might listen. To get through that, that's why I don't care how much support this shit has or not. I commend a motherfucker that brought some shit to fruition. I can respect you if you brought some shit into fruition. Because we all go through things and you don't know how those things affect people mentally, that either prevent them or be the gas that they need to get to where they want to be at. So I commend anybody that then took a thought from out their head and brought it up in here into this world. Because that's where it starts at. It starts with you. And oftentimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people, pretend that they're doing things for a good cause, but it's really just to prove a point. And oftentimes, those things don't last too long. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My dog was barking. That's another thing too. Some of y'all need a dog. Okay, y'all dog is going to let you know what you need to know too. Because animals, god damn, I'm out of breath. I keep running up these damn stairs. But your dog, your pet, whatever, they have animal instincts. They can sense good energy. They can sense bad energy. It's given like, you know how um Kevin Hart, he was like, "Your dog bite? He don't bite me." You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? If it comes to a motherfucker that gives off energy that is not warranted or wanted, I can't say the same for you. You know? And that just goes to show that I feel like y'all are protected. Dogs protect. You know? Um Somebody may wonder why they dog bark a lot or something when somebody comes around or something like that. And it's like that's them trying to tell you. On the real. That's them trying to tell you. Because it makes me think of when I had somebody at my house and my dog, I'm telling you, like, she barks. She's naturally a barker, but this was like a different bark. It was like an aggressive bark, like out for blood bark. And I was just like, what the fuck is that about? Like, she don't act like this. And this was somebody that was close to me. So I was just like, what the fuck? It was weird, bro. And it's crazy because, yeah, I'm no longer friends with that person. And it makes sense. You know what I mean? So again, don't pretend when it comes to like how people just make you feel, collective. You know, because not everybody has your best interest. But that's where that intuition comes in at. You know what I'm saying? That's where your intuition comes in at. But keep doing what you're doing, collective. Like, don't stop just because you feel as though you are not getting the feedback from it. Because sometimes you listen, sometimes God is holding your blessings so he can give you a lump sum at once. Because I got that energy of, I started this gangster shit, and this the motherfucking thanks I get. How you think Big G feel? He started all this shit. And, you know, these are the ways in which people decide to thank him. It'd be the very same people that be thanking him for getting them the things that they got, but they talking down on other people. Now that's not very godly, is it? Now that's not godly, is it? Because just as he can give, he can taketh away. Okay? He can take it away. Sometimes what people be so up against is the very thing that they need to hear, see, or go up against in order to be a better person. The ways in which he aims for us to be. Okay? So that is all that I have for this message, collective. If this message resonated, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Put that bell on so you know when your girl is dropping a tea and when it's hot. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace, y'all.